with the defensive options in mind, and it really just turned the tables on that entire set into a very, very snowbally 3-0 fashion. In the meantime, though, we've got to hop right back up to winner's side, where we get seeds 1 and 4, BBatts and SolarBeam, two players that have been very, very accomplished and are also very, very in a relationship.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
In terms of matchup, though, this is not great.
Yeah, I just looked at the characters. I was like, this is it's one of those rough ones. But you know, in Rivals, it's one of those games where it's like, yeah, but it's always still possible.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the magic of being able to have all these characters do so well. And whoa, a little bit of that's like kind of the problems with doing burst defensive options. Sometimes if you just hold this a little bit longer, you'll get caught slipping, and all of a sudden trying to get away from that platform and the percentage game. Oh, couldn't get the meatball either.
Oh, it's spot dodging through Nair 2. Super rough stuff there for SolarBeam. He's just looking for something that's gonna hit, and you threatening the edge guard so deep, but SolarBeam playing around it, and this is what makes the Godai Delta so good for Loxodont. Not only the blast zones and the stage size in your favor, the platform height lets Upstrong cover the whole thing.
Oh. I just loved how committed Loxodont was after taking the stock. Just started running to the right. I was like, I do not care. You are not catching me with anything. I am not going back to center stage. I'll make sure to maintain that safety and try to keep the lead as long as I can, because Loxodont kind of gets it out there, gets the reverse hit, so a little bit works out on the damage department. Tried to get the parry, but that's just going to get punished out, and ooh, will take the lead. We'll be able to snatch it back. 68%, and only 2 arrows to kind of work with, but Loxodont looking real good so far.
Yeah, the Loxodont able to play with some heavy, heavy emphasis on just winning trades and winning chip damage. You have the range to intercept, and case in point, that forward strong ended up anti-airing, cutting down BBatts with more and more resources. The ledge jump up air is going to at least intercept a little bit, but the parry, man, SolarBeam has that fleet counterplay on lock, taking advantage of the full invulnerability you get on any parry to instantly take back center stage and hold down this neutral. And the spot dodge read as well. SolarBeam playing out of his mind.
Yeah, it's looking real good. And oh, missed the timing on that parry. So it's just gonna get punished out. But oh my goodness! Loxodont making it work like a dream. The momentum, the train's been kind of carrying it on board. And like you said earlier, great usage of the parry earlier. We'll have to see what, you know, Fleet can really just kind of clean this one up. But geez, moving so well, but that's the problem. You overstep yourself and know your place. That's literally what Fleet's saying, and just gets the spike down with that excellent range on that one. I mean, it could be worse. At least we're able to kind of cash out a little bit percent, but you have to be so scared and fearful being off stage. You've seen what, oh no.
Brother got lost in so much sauce. And you can see BBatts laughing it off, because it seemed like Soul was expecting BBatts to get up quickly to anticipate Soul landing on stage. That's the way you play around it. You just go right to stage instead. Soul reads the fact that BBatts is going to get up quickly, so goes to ledge instead. Just did everything too soon and was still caught with the ledge intangibility and the ledge hogging. Closing down that final stock. Just a little bit too deep in your own mind games.
Yeah. It looks so good too. Like the whole like game. Oh no. You're able to live with that one, thank goodness. But the fleet pressure, Team Round 4, it's one of the more impressive characters in this game, especially if you're one of the bigger bodies. You see what like Prey kind of has to struggle with, and great float as well, continuing on the pressure. I don't think you'll be able to make it back from this one. No.
This is kind of what I expected. Like, SolarBeam is playing kind of out of his mind right now, but Fleet is so good at edge guarding that it makes any character that's even remotely edge guardable fear for your life against this character, because she's so good at checkmating you anytime you're off stage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is bad. You just can't overextend against this character. It instantly capitalizes. Loxodont might not be able to make it back. That ledge hog, so damn good. I mean, well, you literally just spoke it into fruition. You're like, this is what happens when you try to, you know, contest Fleet, and Fleet was able to just kind of seal out stock so fast, so quick, and so damn safe. That's like the number one thing I'm noticing.
Oh yeah, her ability to play off stage is arguably the best of the entire cast. Maybe not even arguable at this point, because case and point, we are going to be able to make it back. No, we aren't. We were too low even with all of that done. And I mean, 2-0 to BBatts in just as fast a fashion. Makes me think if SolarBeam is going to shift character. I know he was working on a Force Burn and to compensate for some matchups he just really doesn't like with Loxodont, but it sounded like he locked right back in with the Loxodont, just shifting the stage over to Tempest Peak for game number 3.
Tempest Peak blow up. One, I think, wasn't it in Rebels 1? Wasn't that like that huge stage?
Yeah, it was giant. It had 4 platforms. It had like these side platforms that were stage height, so it kind of artificially extended the stage.
You're just dead.
People didn't like it.
Wow.
He used
what just happened down there? We couldn't even see.
So from what I heard of the audio cues, as BBatts continues to shoot away and also earn us a goddamn. Okay, so we got an achievement. Wind Chime was what was used earlier by SolarBeam to save his life the first time, yet BBatts still is in the lead.
Oh man, that's rough. I mean, that's why Dumbo can't exist IRL. So many anti-aircraft, which is able to just kind of shoot that poor old elephant down. That's just kind of the reality of it. And once again, first defensive options, you get a little antsy, and all of a sudden, Loxodont, the axe coming on down, trying to escape, but the parry game still real good with that defense. I love that pressure, knowing if you're gonna hold shield against that ledge, you're gonna get that little push away, and once again, catching it out with that parry. Now you're not. No! Let the poor elephant go!
What is happening?
No! Let him go!
BBatts just wants to edgeguard the elephant so bad. Oh my god!
No!
Oh my... No shot. No, okay. Gets up immediately in order to avoid the Wind Chime activation, but BBatts is hunting. We are big game hunting right now, Wolf, with the amount of arrows that are flying and the intention of bad intentions for BBatts.
Yeah, that smile, there's no good intentions behind what is happening. And big game hunting, no rifle needed at this point. We're just relying on the good old sticks and stones, bow and arrow, and yeah, shot down. Me too. I win at that point. Justifiable crash out.
That's great. Full committal edge guards. Big smile. And you know what? He's doing it all with a smile.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta enjoy it when you're losing and enjoy it especially when you're winning. And that was a huge win. Not even from a like macro standpoint, just in a personal standpoint. Just like personal victory, I want to obliterate this Loxodont on stream.
It's like one of those like trends. It's really like, you know, your SO, they're a 10 out of 10. But they hard counter your character. But they play a character that hard counters you. You're like, oh no.
Man. Well, that's going to do it for one side of winners semifinals. We've only had 3-0s here, Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that changes as we get deeper into bracket, or maybe right now with the other side of winners semifinals. The last player that was on the top 16 stream ends up being the last player for top 8. First sighting in top 8. Cheesy Potato stepping up to the plate on that Crag.
Let's go. Craig, one of those characters that I kind of expected, especially at the start of Rebels 2, and as well as playing through all the demos. It's going to be a character that is able to still do really well, but also will just kind of eviscerate the early competition.
Yeah. Crag is the character that plays different. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you don't have Crag experience. No matter what platform fighter you have come from, or fighting game in general that you have come from, you don't have Crag experience. He plays on a different axis. He plays in a different vein and style. Chivo unlocked. Like, Crag is a different beast altogether, and one of the most dynamic sort of designs that Studios of Aether has cooked up.
Oh yeah. And also, Like, cause like everything's different. Like the recovery is a little janky and weird, especially if you're seeing it for the first time. And you're like, oh, it's a slow character, so I should be able to get in. Then Craig hits you a few times. You're like, oh, that doesn't feel too good. And all of a sudden, you're getting stuck in those kind of situations. You're like, oh, how did that forward air hit me? Oh, how did that attack hit me? Oh, I died at sub 100. What happened to that one? I thought this character was comboable. And sometimes it's the Craig world.